You have heard this. You have seen this. This is the Penn State Whiteout. The greatest show in college sports. And this is the highest ranked whiteout matchup in history. It's the 6th ranked Oregon Ducks facing off against the 3rd ranked Penn State Nittany Lions. It doesn't get much better than this.
We are here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, ahead of the greatest whiteout matchup in history. We will be in State College momentarily, but since Pittsburgh is our base camp, we could not refuse to introduce you to Primonti Bros. All right, we're here at the original Primonti Bros. Look at this cross section. Can't get much better than that. It's the #1 capicola sandwich. We've got French fries, capicola, and then all the fixins. I'm so excited for this. Solid. Not amazing, but that's a good sandwich. 7.4. Here's some score predictions for today's whiteout game.
You go first.
Okay, I'll go first.
I think Penn State obviously is going to win. It's going to be 41-36. Close game, but Penn State's up.
Love it.
I was going to go lower and go like 21-7 Penn State.
Wow, yeah! 6-7.
All right, my man. Do you have a good score prediction for today's game?
Yep.
What's the score prediction?
67-41.
67, of course. We got a big group here, gonna give score predictions. What do you think, my man?
I'm going to say 40-28 Penn State.
I'm going to say something weird like 19-21 Penn State, yeah.
I'm going to say 24-21 Penn State.
Go. All right.
37-30.
42-30.
36-28 Penn State. 32-24 Penn State.
Thank you, appreciate it. All right, what are y'all score predictions for today?
I'm thinking 38-24 Oregon.
You fake ass.
Whoa.
Wow.
I think 28-21 Penn State.
Nice. I'm going with 21-14, low scoring defense game. Penn State win though, for sure. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I like it.
I think 27-21 Penn State. Go ahead. Any score predictions?
Give me Penn State 27, Oregon 21.
Penn State 31-24 for Oregon.
Penn State 27, Oregon 23.
All right, Beams, what do you think?
Penn State by a million.
Penn State by a million. I think James Franklin's finally going to get this win tonight. Drew Aller's going to hold it together. Let's do 27-24. Not cover the spread, but they're going to win.
100-0! Gonna mute that one.
Gonna go 42-20.
Let's go.
I got Penn State 31-24.
24-0 Penn State.
Let's go.
Penn State, Oregon score prediction. I've got Penn State over Oregon 36-33.
I'll take the Nittany Lions 33-27.
All right, what's your score prediction for today's game?
I'm thinking 32-21 Oregon. Let's go Ducks.
Are you scared of the atmosphere, like going to this game with all the white around you?
Me personally, I'm a little bit nervous just about all the fans and stuff like that, but no, for the guys, I think Dan the man's gonna have them locked in. So
Nice.
I just gotta say, this is like the best tailgating scene I have ever seen. It just feels like football. There's a bunch of like bizarre games going on around me right now. It's really cool. This is a special place. Can't wait for the game. All right, for my score prediction, I think it's gonna be a really good game. I think Oregon is by far the better team. I think Penn State has been hiding some things in their playbook though, and I also do think this home atmosphere is worth at least 7-8 points maybe, and that will be enough for them to get the victory. I think Penn State wins 24-23.
Student section an hour and a half before kickoff, looking solid.
It is it's so surreal being here. Like the aura of this whole stadium is crazy. 50 minutes till kick and stadium is completely packed. Completely packed. Insane. The atmosphere is insane. Every single down, Penn State is loud. Their offense is not helping them out at all, though, right now. better team. The atmosphere is still great, but like it's clear that people are getting very frustrated with Drew Aller for sure.
Oregon looks much better than Penn State right now, much better. The score is only 3-3, but I mean, Penn State only has 70 yards of total offense. The crowd's getting really frustrated with Drew Aller. I expect James Franklin to hopefully make some adjustments to get this crowd back into the game, because it's gone a little bit stale. They're still loud and they're still into it, but not nearly as loud as it was in the very beginning. This Penn State offense is not very good. I think they have 109 total yards of offense, which is unacceptable.
The kick is good with 12:25 remaining.
Oh God, 10-17. Penn State's not backing down. Drew Aller woke up. I'm so amazed about the stadium. It's like more than I could have ever imagined. It's actually insane how loud it gets on third, especially fourth down. Even first and second down is pretty loud, but third and fourth down, I can't even hear myself think.
Oh, nice.
Penn State needs like 15 yards for a touchdown. It's getting pretty tense in here. The fans believe, I honestly believe, this game could be headed to overtime. Buckle up.
Less than a minute left.
Overtime, baby. This went from being a really, really bad game to an incredible game. It's insane. I can't describe it. The noise level is something I've never heard in my life.
All right, if Penn State scores here and gets a 2-point conversion, they win the game.
First play of second overtime, Drew Aller throws a pick, Oregon wins it. What an incredible game. Absolutely devastating for the Nittany Lion fans, but I think they'll be in the playoffs. I think they'll see each other again.
All right, we finally made it back home and it's time to give you the game rankings. As many of y'all know, this was my #1 bucket list item, to see a Penn State whiteout game. And boy, was it more than I could have ever imagined. It was an absolute honor to be in that stadium for that game, witnessing that scene. It was absolute cinema, both on and off the field. I thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it. Maybe not so much the first half, but besides that, it was absolutely just perfect. So let's get into it. First off, we got the atmosphere ranking, and more specifically, student section. I'm gonna make this short and simple. I only give this rating one time every single year, but I'm giving the student section a 10. And a 10 essentially means I think this was the best student section performance of the year. I really do. I really do. They were loud every single down. Even when the game got a little bit stale, the student section was still making noise. They were always behind their team. They did everything in their power to be behind their team's back. And Dan Lanning even said in the post game, this atmosphere is worth 7 or 8 points. I believe in my prediction, I said it's worth 7 or 8 points as well. This atmosphere is worth more than that. It's worth 10, maybe 12. And that's no discredit to Penn State. Oregon is just a really good football team. They deserved that game. They should have won by a lot more. But the Penn State student section was insane. They were always loud and they were always doing their little pom-poms for every single action that required it. It was phenomenal. I've never seen anything like it. The student section gets a 10, and that's the only time all year I will be giving a 10 unless I make a mistake and there happens to be a better student section than what we saw in this video. Now, for the atmosphere ranking for the entire stadium, it's also gonna be a very high score. However, it will not be a 10. I've been to some big time college football stadiums and some big time college football matchups. I've been to the Cotton Bowl, I've been to the Swamp, I've been to the Williams-Brice Stadium in South Carolina. All three of those stadiums were really, really loud. And only the Cotton Bowl compares to the noise and the volume and the actual energy and constant passion that I heard in this game that we are rating right now. The Cotton Bowl, I think, is a little bit louder, but I think the Penn State fans were more behind their team the entire game. And honestly, the game didn't really give much to cheer for until the very end. So for atmosphere, I'm gonna give a 9.1. For gameplay, the game did go into overtime. The final score was 30-24, but in reality, for the majority of the game, it was not very good. In terms of excitement, I mean, the first half was just a wash. I mean, 3-3. Penn State had 70 total yards. I don't even think Oregon had 200, or maybe they had just more than 200. But there was not much going on at all. And I mean, I'm a sucker for defensive games, but it was pretty hard to watch. Not gonna lie, I was starting to get actually bored. Believe it or not, I was getting bored in that stadium.
But then the second half was pure cinema. Nothing happened for Penn State in the third quarter, but in the fourth quarter, oh my gosh, that was insane. Penn State mounted a comeback, game goes into overtime, it's electric. So that saves the actual ranking in terms of excitement. I'm gonna give the excitement rating a 7.2. And now for tension, the game was always relatively close. Oregon did pull out away in the third quarter and early fourth quarter, 17-3, and very few amounts of fans started to leave. I don't know why they did that. That was a big mistake. But the game was pretty tense for the most part. In the first quarter, it wasn't that stressful. Third quarter wasn't stressful at all either. Once it got into late fourth quarter, when we saw Penn State actually started to have a chance, and then overtime, it was pretty tense, as you could imagine. The stakes are pretty high too. I mean, Penn State really wanted to win this game. They wanted it so badly just so they can get rid of that stereotype of never winning the big games. So there was a lot of pressure for the fans and especially for the Penn State players to actually deliver. Unfortunately, they did not, but in terms of tension, it's gonna be pretty high. I'm gonna give the tension score a 7.8. So if we multiply all those numbers by 2.5, that gives us a final score of 85.25, which is by far the highest score on this channel and a score that will be very hard to beat in the future. If we do beat this score, it's gonna be an incredible game. So I'm excited for that. Anyways, we are gonna be in the swamp next week for Texas and Florida. Two teams that are heavily underperforming, but it should be a pretty good game. More importantly, Gainesville is an awesome town and an awesome environment, so it should be a great video. Please like and subscribe and stay tuned for that.